right, so I read a few verses in the Bible the other day. I mean, I read more than a few verses, but there were a few verses that I read that really stood out to me, and not in a good way. So these verses were really bothering me, and over the course of a few days, I couldn't stop thinking about them. And I realized they were actually making me angry at God. I don't know if you've ever had that happen before. I couldn't figure out why these verses were in the Bible. Have you ever read anything in the Bible and been like, what? Why would God want that to be in the Bible? And is that really what he wants? I mean, that seems super messed up, right? And if you've spent some time in the Bible, I'm sure you've had those thoughts. At least I certainly have. And one thing I've figured out is the Bible isn't black and white. So back to these verses. So these verses were really weighing on me, and I was trying to figure out if I was misunderstanding them or if I was missing something altogether, or if I was just hoping they meant something that they didn't actually mean, which I think is also dangerous, is we should not be changing the Bible to fit our lives, right? Sometimes we want to, but that's dangerous, and we need to avoid that. So after days of this weighing on me, I finally did what my wife had recommended me to do days ago, which was, why don't you reach out to a certain individual with more knowledge on the subject and talk to them about it? I finally did that, right? I finally decided that I should do that. And the outcome, well, that's really what I want to talk about. Say welcome to the video. If you're just discovering this channel for the first time, my name is Chris, and I really appreciate you being here. I really do. This channel really, the struggles of being a Christian are hard, and a lot of people don't want to admit that, but it's freaking hard. And this channel is really about that journey, right? Facing Christian struggles and issues and working to understand the Bible and growing in a better relationship with God, something that I struggle with. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here, by the way, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, I'm redoing this whole room into kind of a studio office. But I recently discovered something awesome, and it kind of just clicked from the story that I'm telling you right now. So let's get back to that. Okay, so I finally reached out to this person, and this person is a pastor with tons of knowledge. I mean, biblically, they're one of the smartest people that I know on a personal level, okay? In fact, they have a PhD in ministry. But I had serious hesitation about reaching out to this person because I really wasn't sure what to expect, to be honest. I mean, we barely talk anymore. We don't live near each other anymore, and they're extremely busy and have tons going on in their life. But to my surprise, when I reached out, they almost immediately responded, like super happy that I reached out and excited to talk to me about this issue, which is a point in and of itself, I guess. If there's someone you've thought about reaching out to, whether biblically or just someone you haven't talked to in a while, it might not go the way you think it's gonna go. Like, they might be super excited to talk to you. Maybe they've been thinking about reaching out to you. So that's a whole other story, but the conversation went great. I mean, we spent like 30 minutes on the phone. I was super excited about it by the time I got off the phone. We spent all this time going over the verses that I'd read and then discussed the culture at the time. We referenced the study Bible. We referenced some other verses. And when I say we, it was really him guiding, right? Because he's the expert. So we did all this stuff, and he cleared everything up. I mean, he was able to so fluently just talk on all this. So we spent all this time talking about it, and he was really able to clear everything up for me using the Bible. And it really changed my perspective. I mean, he was so fluid and knew what he was talking about and was just able to really talk about what it all meant and how it all came together. And this really took something I didn't understand and was really upset with God over for days, right? Like this has been playing through my mind, and he cleared all that fog in a matter of minutes, right? Or 30 or so minutes, whatever. But that included some catching up. So it was super awesome to have that conversation. And when I got off the phone, I felt so much better about all of it. It's coming along. So anyway, when I got off the phone with this person, I realized the importance of having someone who is way, way smarter than me when it comes to Christ and knowledge of the Bible. So don't be a loner Christian. Like, don't be a loner Christian. Can you be a Christian on your own without the help of others? I mean, yeah, I suppose. You could probably be a great one, but why not find a mentor that you can lean on for help and knowledge and better understanding. I mean, if you have that possibility, if you have that option, why not? Because despite what you might think, you're probably not the smartest Christian in your church or your town or your organization or wherever you are, right? I know I'm certainly not. I am not even close. If nothing else, just having another person to discuss things out loud with can be extremely beneficial, right? Like sometimes when you say things out loud, you realize that they don't make as much sense as you maybe thought they did in your mind. Or maybe it makes more sense once you actually formulate it and get it out, right? So even if you don't have that mentor, if you're able to find someone else that's maybe somewhere, along the same journey as you are, another Christian to talk to, that's beneficial as well. Or maybe you just need to join a study group. That's actually something that I feel like I've been kind of getting convicted of lately. It kind of seems to keep coming up, is I haven't joined any sort of like men's group or study group or anything like that. And I think it's probably about time that I do. So that's something that I need to work on, especially because unfortunately the person that I'm referencing throughout this video is not currently considered my Christian mentor, right? It's just someone that I was able to reach out to. But this conversation that I had with them made me realize how important it is to find one. And I really wish this person was, but unfortunately they're just not. So at the end of the day, I think maybe you need to step outside your comfort zone and seek that person out to help you figure out the truth. Even if it requires you to maybe open up your eyes and suck up your pride and realize that maybe someone else out there knows more than you. Or at least in my case, there's a lot of people out there that know more than me. So that's where I'm at. That's kind of the thought process that I had, and I just wanted to share that with you. So hey, click up here to see our latest video and click down here to learn a little bit more on why I started this channel in the first place. And I got to get back to this floor.